Here today to speak about why Head Start is so important. This program has played a major role in shaping who I am, and I take great pride in having attended. My mom's involvement as a volunteer made the experience even more meaningful, and it deepened our connection with the program. I feel a strong commitment to helping ensure that Head Start continues and thrives to support future generations. Head Start doesn't just benefit the students, it also positively impacts parents, teachers, and society as a whole. Today I want to focus on several key reasons why this program matters: the lasting impact on students' futures, the strengthening of family bonds, the adaptability of teachers to each child's needs, the pride Head Start takes in its mission, the key differences between Head Start and a traditional preschool, the financial accessibility it provides, and the crucial role it plays in child development. Each of these areas is deeply meaningful to me because it shows how Head Start supports not just learning, but the whole child, their family, and their future. Head Start has played an important role in shaping both my academic journey and personal development. On Head Start's website, they have stated that research shows Head Start programs prepare children not just for kindergarten, but for lifelong success. Children enrolled in Head Start programs are more likely to graduate from high school, enroll in college, and have healthy family foundations. I am proud to be living proof of this impact. My success has led to the creation of the Matthew Scholars Fund at Burke Academy, a full scholarship for incoming fourth graders. Soon I'll be attending Keene State College, majoring in political science and acting. Beyond academics, Head Start helped strengthen the bond between my parents and me. My family did not participate in the parenting aspects of the program, but I have been taught the value of respect and patience from my family, along with distinguishing right from wrong. These lessons help me navigate conflict, take accountability, and grow, first with my family and now in all my relationships. It's about how we treat others, whether friends, strangers, or even animals, and how we carry those values in every part of life. Many parents have limited time, and some might not know how or be able to provide the support for the children that are needed during these stages of development. More importantly, some parents are willing to put in the effort to help. I was fortunate enough to have parents who deeply cared and were willing to help me. So there were some areas where they couldn't always provide the guidance I needed. That's where Head Start made a difference, especially in areas like socialization, school readiness, and building trust with adults outside of my family. Head Start programs are designed to help children succeed in school and in life, offering learning experiences tailored to each child's unique needs and abilities. The smaller class sizes and individual attention help children feel more comfortable enough to express how they felt and ask for what they needed. The teachers were responsive, flexible, and committed to adapting their approach to meet each child where they were. This kind of support made a lasting impact on my development and confidence along with so many other kids. Head Start was established in 1965, meaning it's been supporting children and families for nearly 60 years. The chances of a program lasting that long through major events since the 60s, especially if it doesn't truly benefit children, are incredibly slim. It's hard to fathom that any program can survive this long without truly benefiting children's present and futures. Anyone can claim to help a child grow or set them up for a bright future, but if their actions don't match their words, their credibility eventually fades. What sets Head Start apart is that they don't just make promises, they follow through. You can proudly and confidently say that Head Start uplifts children, prepares them for success, and helps them become the best versions of themselves, and unlike others, you can say it with truth. Now the big question is, can't you get the same benefits at a regular preschool? On the surface, perhaps, but there are key components that set Head Start apart, and they make a difference. Two of the most important ones I can think of are cost and depth of developmental support. Head Start is free for qualifying families. Beyond affordability, what truly distinguishes Head Start is the comprehensive approach to child development. While many daycares provide supervision and basic care, Head Start goes further, delivering targeted support in social emotional growth, early academics, future mental health, and family engagement. These elements may seem small on paper, but together they form the foundation of what makes Head Start so impactful. It's not just a place to drop your child off, it's a program designed to help them thrive in every aspect of their development. As I said before, Head Start provides free education for toddlers from low-income families. To qualify as low income, a single person's annual income must fall below $15,650. For a household of 4, it must be under $32,150. To put this into perspective, a family of 4 would have to spend approximately 45.5% of their income just on preschool tuition. For a single parent, that number rises to 93.4%, nearly their entire income just to afford early education for their child. That's without factoring the other essential expenses like housing, transportation, food, clothing, and healthcare, and of course, other things. This burden is not only unfair, it's unsustainable. As I have emphasized, early child development is one of the most crucial stages in a person's life. Denying children access to that development simply because their family financial situation risks long-term consequences, not just for the child, but for society as a whole. These kids are our future teachers, nurses, engineers, police officers, and leaders. We can't expect them to build a better future if we don't give them a strong foundation to start with. It should never be the case that a child's opportunity to grow, learn, and thrive is taken away because their parents can't afford it. That's why programs like Head Start are not just important, they're vital. They ensure that every child, regardless of background, and has a chance to become a part of the next powerful, compassionate, and educated generation. Children experience multiple developmental stages, but there are two major ones that Head Start efficiently supports: the pre-operational stage and the pre-conventional stage. Each of these stages is vital for early childhood development. In fact, early childhood is the period where the most rapid and significant development occurs, logically, emotionally, and socially. This makes it one of the most crucial stages in a person's life. These stages are not just approached with care, consistency, and support. It can lead to long-lasting emotional changes or even trauma. Missteps during this time can shape a child's brain and behavior in ways that many could have been entirely avoidable, potentially affecting their well-being for years to come. Head Start addresses each stage with precision and helping to ensure that the childhood development proceeds smoothly and successfully. The pre-operational stage, introduced by, I might not say this correctly, that's my fault, but John Piaget, I'm going to stick with that, typically occurs between the ages of 2 and 7. During this period, children begin to understand the world through language and mental imagery, gradually starting to see things from others' perspectives. A related concept is the development of theory of mind that marks significant cognitive milestones, allowing children to understand that others have their own thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. For instance, a child may notice a friend is sad and say, "He's sad because he lost his toy," demonstrating an awareness that other person's emotions stem from their experiences. In contrast, ecocentrism, which refers to a child's difficulty in recognizing viewpoints other than their own. For example, a child playing hide and seek may cover their own eyes and believe they are invisible, assuming that because they cannot see others, others cannot see them either. Head Start guides children in moving beyond ecocentrism towards a theory of mind by teaching them empathy and social understanding. Children learn to recognize that others have feelings just like their own, which helps them better understand and interact with the world around them. Head Start supports children's growth through this stage by supporting language development beyond basic communication. Children learn the difference between helpful and harmful words, practicing manners in real-world situations, and develop creativity through activities like dancing and storytelling. Additionally, Head Start encourages problem-solving skills, helping children understand unfamiliar situations thoughtfully through mental images. Another essential developmental stage is the pre-conventional stage, introduced by Lawrence Kohlberg. This stage typically occurs from birth to around 9, and it marks the beginning of a child's moral development. During this time, children begin to understand expectations and consequences. In stage 1, known as obedience and punishment, children make choices to avoid punishment and gain approval. In stage 2, called individualism and exchange, they begin to act based on what benefits them personally, recognizing that others may have different needs and desires. Head Start approaches children in this stage with compassion, patience, and emotional safety. During my time in the program, I never once felt ashamed or punished for making a mistake. Instead, the teachers taught me that making mistakes are a part of learning and growth. This approach is especially important for children who may come from environments where errors are met with harsh or even abusive consequences. In such households, a simple mistake may lead to a verbal or physical punishment, causing fear rather than understanding. Head Start takes a different path. They emphasize positive reinforcement, where positive means adding something like praise or encouragement, and reinforcement means strengthening a behavior. Rather than using positive punishment, such as spanking, yelling, or shaming, Head Start educators often offer guidance, reassurance, and praise to encourage positive actions and emotional development. This helps children feel safe, valued, and empowered to be themselves. I have been deeply impacted by the way Head Start supports children through each through each stage. Let me be clear, I did not grow up in an abusive household. I was raised in a loving environment where I was felt safe to make mistakes and be myself. But that doesn't mean Head Start's work was unnecessary for me. I was a very reserved child. I didn't care much about other students and preferred to stay focused on my own independent activities. Even as I entered elementary school, I remained withdrawn, but it was at Head Start where I met my best friend, someone who is still a big part of my life today. The lessons I have learned that helped me step outside my comfort zone, and I carried those lessons into that friendship and into future relationships. If Head Start hasn't shown me how to connect with others, how to understand their emotions, and how to open up socially, I truly don't know where I would be today. It's possible I would have remained isolated, stuck in that reserved mindset. But because the supportive and intentional guidance from teachers at Head Start, I learned how to grow and how to thrive. So I've already discussed the importance of child development and the key milestones children go through, but what most people overlook is the developmental of the child's brain itself. It's easy to acknowledge that toddlers' brains are different from adults. Most people aware that the frontal lobe isn't fully developed and that young children, having only recently been born into this world, are still learning how it works. While those factors are true and significant, they only scratch the surface of what early brain development is so crucial. There are several deeper, less commonly discussed factors that play a vital role. The two I want to focus on are synaptic pruning and emotional processing. Both of these contribute to how a child thinks, feels, and responds to the world. Understanding them helps highlight why early support from programs like Head Start are so essential. Synaptic pruning is the brain's way of trimming away excess neurons and synapses during development. It's a natural and essential process that helps the brain become more efficient by focusing on the most important and frequently used connections. This allows for more organized thinking, reduced cognitive overload, and supports clearer decision-making as children grow. In early childhood, however, the brain is still in the middle of this pruning process. That means children's thoughts can be scattered, their emotions are more intense, and their attention span limited. It's easy for young children to feel overwhelmed or distracted as their brains work to make sense of the world. Head Start understands this. The program creates a supportive environment that meets children where they are I cannot with that word today. With a balance of hands-on activities, structured downtime, and accessible emotional support, Head Start gives children the tools they need to regulate their emotions, focus their energy, and feel safe as their brains grow and change. This kind of environment is important for helping children build neural pathways that support learning, resilience, and social development. Emotional processing in children differs significantly from that of adults. While adults typically have established coping strategies and emotional regulation skills, toddlers are just beginning to learn how to identify, express, and manage their feelings. They don't yet have the tools to navigate big emotions like frustration, sadness, or fear. That's why early support from caring adults is so important. Teachers at Head Start play a key role in this area. They work patiently with children to model and teach healthy emotional responses, help them build emotional intelligence and resilience they need throughout life. For many children, this is their first experience learning how to name their feelings, calm themselves down, and understand that emotions, no matter how overwhelming, are manageable. This is also why patience and empathy are so important in early education. If a child is rushed, criticized, or punished for emotional outbursts or mistakes, it can harm their emotional development and increase risk of mental health challenges later on. In contrast, the teachers at Head Start consistently show compassion, patience, and genuine care for each and every child. They model what it means to respond to children with understanding and no judgment, a lesson that stays with children long after they leave the classroom. Head Start educators are a shining example of how teachers should approach emotional development with kindness, respect, and belief that every child is doing their best to grow. I hope you take a moment to really reflect on what I have said. Each point I've made, whether it's about opportunity, learning, or safety, represents a crucial aspect of child's development and well-being. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're real, tangible experiences that shape lives. Now I ask you to consider this. What if you can't afford your child's school? Send your child to school. Imagine your child is full of potential, intelligence, and eager to learn, but they're not receiving the attention or support they need simply because you can't afford it. Or imagine you're the child growing up in an unsafe home where mistakes are handled with violence instead of love. Then you find a place like Head Start, a place where for the first time you feel safe, supported, and cared for. Just because you might not see the impact directly doesn't mean it isn't there. Head Start is more than a program, it's a lifeline. It's where parents can become more involved in their children's growth, where children can feel valued, and where opportunities become possible. It's how we build the future one child at a time. Thank you.